We're having a discussion with Zainab Almoud. Almound, am I right?
Zainab Almond.
Zainab Almond.
Look at her voice.
Okay, Zainab Almond. So let me say like she said, Zainab Almond is a passionate food business educator, author, and restaurant consultant. Her mission is to help food entrepreneurs across Africa gain the knowledge and tools they need to grow and succeed in the industry. Over the years, she has trained more than 1,000 people, teaching them how to turn their love for food into thriving businesses. With over 10 years of hands-on experience in different industries and the hospitality worldwide, Zainab has worked closely with popular food brands and well-known chefs, learning, growing, and mastering her craft every step of the way. She brings all the experiences together in her new book titled JJC Guides to Food Business Wahala, the only manual you need as a food entrepreneur. You're welcome to the program, Zainab.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Okay, so before we delve mainly into our topic for today, let's talk a little bit about your book, JJC.
Okay.
JJC Guides to Food Business Wahala, the only manual you need as a food entrepreneur. What is it about?
So essentially, when I came into the food industry, that's trying to set up a food business, or nobody is telling you how to set up or run a business. So just pick up the book, read it, and then it will direct you on all the things you need to set up your business essentially.
Okay. So it's just basically on how to, set up your business.
Set up your food business.
Food business.
Yes.
Okay. Now let's go back to what we'll be discussing today. We'll be talking about leveraging AI and technology in the food industry. Now, how would you define the current relationship between the food industry and emerging technologies?
So at the end of the day, food and technology are two things that are here to stay. Food cannot operate without tech or AI, because the whole idea is that tech and AI is supposed to make your life easier, right, in the food industry, whether it's restaurants or it's agriculture or any aspect of the food industry. It's supposed to make your life easier, right? So technology and AI are here to set the tone, to make things smoother and make things faster for you. So the whole idea is not for you to work harder, it's for you to work smarter at the end of the day.
Okay, so let's look at AI application in food production. How is AI being used to improve food safety and quality control in manufacturing plants?
In manufacturing plants, so you have tools that can help you determine your inventory level, that's stock at the warehouse and everything, so that you don't have things, you don't have goods going to waste and all of that. Now, if you want to talk about maybe on the field where you have crops and all of that, you have drones and forgotten the name of that word, but you have things that can monitor, is this crop about to spoil and all of that. So yeah, that's it essentially.
Okay, so leveraging AI and technology in the food industry, like I said, it's what we're discussing. Where do you see women in terms of AI and then in the food industry as well? Because the food industry is not, if we notice, it's not just for the women alone, it's also for the men. I mean, it's for everyone that wants to venture into it. Yeah. But then what is the, where is the stand of the women? Because this program is for women. So we would want to know where do women stand, in terms of the technology? Do you think they've fully adopted it to, use it in terms of their food businesses and all of that?
So most of the people that I've trained in my classes are usually women, and the reason why they come for the class is because they want to learn more. So I would say not everybody has embraced it, right? But when you come, we teach about technologies and tools that you can use, and then they go and they embrace it. Some of them are embracing it, but maybe it's not really working for them, so there are other things that they can use and they apply it. In the food industry, you don't have, I wouldn't really say food industry, because food industry is broad. But if we're talking about food service, like restaurants and all of that, you have a lot of women dominating that space already, because originally it's cooking, right? And so you would ideally think that, yes, a woman should know how to cook. So we own that space already. Then you have men who are coming up, and all of that. You have chefs that are all, you have chefs that are coming up, male chefs and everything. And it's now kind of a trend, because people are excited to see male hands, working in an industry that literally belongs to us. But it's our space, we own it. So if they like, they should come looking all hot and all of that.
Now we get some. Now we get some.
Even though I would say I feel like I enjoy a man's food more.
Sticks
But
and
anyways.
stones.
This for somebody that doesn't even eat jollof rice. I don't know what else Esther eats in this life. You don't eat
Sticks and
jollof
stones.
rice. And you're
Okay.
saying,
Now, I would like to ask you, yeah, what was the journey? What was the defining moment for you that made you feel like, you know what, AI is a trending thing now. Food is my thing. Where did the picture come in? What's the story?
It's just the fact that all of this, it's always been there. I mean, if you look outside of the country, it's always been there. It's just that we're not educated enough to know. And so that's why you have a few business struggling, right? It's always been there. It's not, I mean, your kitchen display machines they're AI infused, right? Your Loivers, they're AI infused, right? But not everybody knows about these things, or they have it there, but they don't know how to go around it and all of that. So, yeah, that was it for me.
Now, let me ask you, what was the deciding point for you to go into the food industry proper? Because I'm sure there's a story. There was some day that you woke up and you feel like, this is my niche, this is where I want to face, this is what gives me joy, and then you push forward to it. What was
Okay.
that?
So it started many years ago, yeah. My mom always told me that I was going to go into food. A matter of fact, then we had caterers and all of that. So she was just saying, you know how your families, they'll say, oh, one prophet told me that this is what you're going to do with your life. So that was the story essentially. So she was telling me, you're going to go into food. Then it was even caterer. Caterer didn't sound sexy to me at that time. So it was a situation of, you won't have to go to school, just go to catering school. Money catering school. Me and you. No, I'm sorry. I will go to the university first and everything. And so over the years, I realized that I naturally started gravitating towards food. I started enjoying. I didn't know what I wanted to do, but I started seeing it, and then it looked appealing to me. And I think in 2008, the industry started becoming more appealing to me, because then you now started having people call themselves chefs, right? Or like a caterer, right? And you know the funniest thing, if I knew how much they were making in this industry as far back as when my mother told me,
you wouldn't
I
have even gone to the university.
I promise you, I would have started the business. You know, when you've been in that industry, because I've done marketing for the longest period of time, right? And in my head, I was like, what was I even thinking? Because immediately I started facing my destiny of, this is what you're supposed to do. I was like, the money that I could have made all these years,
You're not calculating money that you've
I'm
invested.
telling you, because trust me, the food industry has a lot of money, right? I was still discussing with someone the other day about, there was a woman that we're having conversations with, and then in her business, it was even oil, granite oil that she was selling, and they were making about 25 to 30 million in their business a month. And you know, at that point, they still felt that they were doing well and everything, but they needed strategies for them to actually do more. So they got into conversation, and everything, and then realized that they now started doing 300 million a month.
Wow.
Guess what? They started doing 1 billion.
A month.
You know the popular brands for oil.
Yes.
It is not a popular brand. So imagine what the popular brands are making.
Esther, I'm starting a food business.
You better start.
I am starting a food business, and it's going to be so, because I'll get to eat from it. So which is going to be,
You know, funny, and it's so broad that you might decide that, oh, I don't want to cook. You can do packaged goods. Like, that's just palm oil. Do you know how much you make from palm oil? Do you know how much you make from palm oil? It's not a joke. You can do packages. There's some people. There's this lady in Lagos that does popcorn. Do you know how much she's making? The popcorn that you're seeing them hawking on the road, that is packaged, it's well packaged and everything. You see it in supermarket, it's red and something like that. Do you know how much she's making? It's not small money. And you know, when you buy it, I've not bought it in a while, but maybe, I don't know if it's, is it about 250 naira now?
Some are even more.
So I'm like, but imagine how far.
There's this particular popcorn that I buy. I don't know. I can't remember the name of the brand, and then I wouldn't even want to give them cheap publicity. But I think it's about 1,500.
1,500.
Yes, it's in colors as well, pink, coffee brown.
Well,
it's just cute when you look at it. That even if you don't want to buy, you will buy.
Now, the strategy behind it is the distribution channels, as many places as can get to. Do you understand? And then they go further ahead to even say, okay, give it to these people on the road. So if you are in Lagos traffic, you will see it on the road. They are hawking it, and they are making money. So food business, essentially, whatever type of food business, whether it's cooked food or it's packaged food, there's still a place for you.
Now we have someone somewhere that is listening to us right now and is wondering, how do I start? How do you think for someone that doesn't even know anything about food business and wants to venture into it? How should they start?
I would always advise to get knowledge on whatever it is you want to start. That's the best starting point, right? Because even though I'm in the food industry, I'd like to go into importing and exporting, or basically exporting anyways, right? Dry foods and all of that.
Yeah.
I'm still going to go and learn from someone how it is done. Then with all the knowledge I have and everything, put that together and put it to you. So whatever it is you want to start, learn about it first. Then figure out, what exactly am I passionate about? What type of food am I passionate about? Then you know what you can do from there. Then put into, it's a plug and play. Marketing, branding, costing. Your costing is very important. Costing and pricing. I've seen a lot of food business owners, especially restaurant owners, people that do cooked food. The challenge is they usually have high turnovers, right? So they can say, like someone that came to my class, she was making 120 million. She even said, she was telling me, said, but I don't think I need this class. It feels like I'm doing everything right. I said, oh, that's great. So it means that at least it gives you validation that you're doing something right. So and I said, how much do you make in your business? She said, well, in a month we make about 120 million. I said, fantastic. And I said, so tell me, what's your profit? What's your overhead cost? By the time she told me her profit was about 16.7%, so that's about 20 million thereabouts. Then a huge of it was overhead cost. Now, you say 20 million is a lot of money. It is a lot of money, but compared to the expenses, she's losing a lot of money. So, and it usually boils down to your costing. If you're not doing your costing right or your pricing right, because costing essentially is putting everything together and then how you price. Some people would say, there was a post I read somewhere where someone was saying, for food business, you put 3.5%. That's madness. It doesn't even make any sense. For food business, minimum of 40%, and then you can do 100%, you can do it 200%, depending on the kind of food business that you're running, whether it's a fine dining, a casual dining, or a fast food, right? So, I mean, she need whoever it is that wants to go into food business must know how to cost, get the pricing right. Your suppliers are also very important because they will affect your cost. It's great that you can patronize Nigerian farmers and all of that, than getting buying from brands that are out of the country, because it will increase your cost at the end of the day. So if you get your costing right, you're good to go. Your operations, very important. Your operations are necessary, because you can have a great food, and I'm sure we've all experienced fusing what they have said really it.
Oh, no, it turns bad that you say you listen to it as it is FM. It's not
Fusing what they have said really it.
Oh, no, it turns bad that you say you listen to it as it is FM. It's not me and Esther. You need to have the knowledge. It is extremely important. Esther, you want to say something?
Yeah, let me ask you a very important question to me now. It has to do with gathering people, convincing people that you have knowledge and you want to share to them. Now, you've trained over 1,000 people. With Nigerians right now, we have trust issues, and it's not just because of household. It is the things we've seen on the internet, things that we've experienced personally, where people will tell you that they have classes, but the role of loyalty in and honesty in dealing with clients, especially people you're taking classes to, that you're imparting knowledge in them for them to be able to turn out better members of the society, and of course making profit for themselves and their families.
So what's the role of loyalty?
Yes, and honesty. Like, how have you had
Okay, that's
clients,
that's the key thing.
Yes. Have you had clients that come back and say, no, I didn't get value for my time? Because we have, I have had a personal experience. With,
I have to.
I paid for a course that I cannot remember one thing I learned inside there, and I already paid money. So sometimes when I hear people say, oh, I'm paying for, I get scared. But now that's because I've had personal experience. So what is the place of loyalty and honesty in dealing with?
So the thing is, my industry or my space is quite unique, right? It's a huge problem. It's a huge problem, and these are problems that need to be solved, right? And I can only say that I have improved over time, right? But I don't think I've ever had anybody that has come, except this lady that came. She said, and by the time we go, because the whole idea is, if you say you don't have value for it, that's fine. I start probing. When I start probing, we realize that there's one comma somewhere. So you might not have problems with operations. It might be how money comes in and how you're running your cost. There's always one thing or the other, right? So if you say honesty, I think it's been a challenge for me. And the reason why I'm even doing it is because it was a huge problem for me in the first place. There was nobody to mentor. And in this industry, there's a lot of gatekeeping. Nobody wants to tell you how they are making their money.
I was going to talk about that. Let's say.
Nobody's going to tell. I always say in this place, there's no matter of fact, when we have classes, I always tell them anything you came for this class to say you want to learn this particular subject matter, yeah? Hold me for anything that you feel like you want to know that I have not said. Because I can teach you everything I've put together, but there's way more. Because, I'm following a module and everything, but there's way more. And people come to the class for different reasons. Some people, it might be operations that is their challenge, right? Some people, it might be structure that is their challenge. And I always tell them, whatever it is your challenge is, hold me and make sure that I deliver on that. I think for me, that's the place of where my loyalty and honesty. Like, yes, that's it for me.
Yeah, so before we go on a break, I was going to talk about gatekeeping, because I know that no matter a lot of things, I am into beddings and all of that, and the person that supplies all of these beddings for me, others is from another customer, that others is from China, and like that. So one time I told he wasn't available, and then I told him, can you give me the contact of this guy you buy it from? And he's like, why should I give you the contact? If I give you the contact, that means the small 2 naira I'm getting from you has stopped, and that means he has to look for other persons to. How do you do yours? Do you, in terms of gatekeeping, do you the people you've trained so far and the people you're going to train all over again, do you usually give them all of the information they need regarding food business? Because no matter what, I know a lot of people that would always hide some information. They don't want you to have it because they don't want you to get better.
The money.
Yes.
To be honest, there's nothing to hide. Honestly. Now, the challenge is people don't realize that, you see, this industry is big enough for everybody. If it was that small, nobody would open new restaurants. But you see, every single day, you see online, you see they've opened another restaurant in Lagos. They've opened another restaurant in Abuja. It's always have clients. I will always have people join my class, because from generation to generation, there'll be people like me who want to go into food business because it's a need. It's like saying you need, at the end of the day, if you succeed, and literally that should be the model of my business. So let's have a meeting with
and even you yourself get to brag about them. They're actually my students. I trained them.
And there are a couple of people like that I have trained and they're doing good. Some people come and they don't want to go into food business. They want to set up they want to go into food business, but not the traditional food business. They pass apps to collect money from rents, collect money from the percentage that you make off of your food, and that's smart as well. If you don't want to stress yourself, I'm going through the process of I want to cook this, I want to do that.
Okay, so you said something about traditional food business now.
Okay,
them are still doing very well, but why do you see the likes of the traditional mama put and all of that? What happened? What do you think would happen to them?
They will always be there. So that's it. They're always going to be there. It doesn't mean technology will make you advance. Now, the advantage to them is if they become more educated. Now, a lot of people say, "Mama put from tourist tourists coming into the country, they want to try that food because they've been hearing it for ages, for generations." Do you understand? So it's about building legacy. At the end of the day, it's about being how global can I be from here that I am in Nigeria? How can I go international and all of that? But not everybody is thinking that way. People just think, let's make money and let's eat. Do you understand? I was telling somebody that what I do, the name of my brand and everything, what I do, I'm not trying to just build another thing. I'm trying to build a legacy, something I can pass down to my children. You are going to carry this on. Then my food business is okay. Let's say this is the money-making venture, but this one is the one of impact. But my food business is the one I say, okay, this is the money-making venture. But the other one where I train and all of that is my legacy. Is what I want to pass on, because there will always be this.